Good morning. We are at our favorite hotel on earth, at our favorite place on earth. That's right, you guessed it. We're at the Hard Rock at the Universal Orlando Resort, and we're about to do a video that we are extremely excited about. We're going to do the top 8 must-do things in the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
Alright guys, the way that this is going to work is we're going to start at number 8 on our list and work our way down to the number 1 can't miss, must do thing in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 8 on our list is the Gringotts Money Exchange. If you are looking for it, it's located between Gringotts Bank and the Hopping Pot, just to the left of the stage where Celestina Warbeck performs. At the Money Exchange, you can exchange your Muggle money for wizarding money in either $10 or $20 notes.
And don't worry, this money is good anywhere in the parks as well as in City Walk.
The Money Exchange is something that a lot of people miss out on, but it is an awesome experience. Not only can you get wizard money to spend in the wizarding world, but you can talk to an actual goblin. Hey goblin, what's your favorite color?
Well, gold.
The wizard money also comes in this really awesome folio.
Yep.
Plus, you can just keep the money if you want.
But here at the Pugh 2, we're bad about always spending the money.
On Butterbeer.
This is seriously one of the first things that we do when we come to the parks. We come and exchange all of our cash for some wizarding money, because why wouldn't you? Why spend that boring old Muggle money when you can just spend wizarding money? And number 7 on our list is Nocturne Alley. If you come into the main entrance of Diagon Alley, Nocturne Alley is just past the Leaky Cauldron on the left. There's multiple entrances, but this is the one that most people use. Nocturne Alley is home to a few of the magic wand spots, as well as one of the coolest stores in the parks, Borgin & Burke's. Borgin & Burke's is where you're going to find all of your dark magic items, all of the Death Eater things. That's where they're going to be, the Death Eater mask, some of their wands, like Lucius's wand is in there, his cane.
Yep.
And it's the only place in the park where you're going to find the Vanishing Cabinet. Something that we will note about Nocturne Alley is it is often overlooked. A lot of people just don't go into it. I believe Anna's first trip to the Wizarding World, she did not find Nocturne Alley. Not even sure she was really looking for it. But a great thing about it is, like, if you're here on a hot day, it is one of the coolest, and I mean temperature-wise, places in the park. It's a great place to get away from the heat. There's always a good breeze rolling through there. It's just one of our favorite places to go.
Coming in at number 6 is the interactive wand spots. Universal offers one of the most magical experiences with these interactive spots, where you actually get to perform real magic.
So how this works is there is actually a placard on the ground marking most of the wand spots, but we will get to that here in a minute. And each placard sort of depicts the motion that you're supposed to make and the words that you're supposed to say as you're casting this spell. How it works is there are little like infrared sensors, and when you purchase your wand, it will have, I don't know, it's something that activates the infrared sensor on the top of it, and it allows whatever show is about to happen, whatever they want to depict happening when you cast that spell will come to life right in front of you.
Some of the wand spots are a little bit difficult to make the magic happen, so make sure that you are pointing your wand directly at that sensor, and if you're still having trouble, you can always ask one of the Universal team members and they'll show you just what you have to do to make the magic happen.
They're really good wizards. Keep in mind that not every wand that's in Ollivander's or wherever you decide to get your wand is going to be an interactive wand. There are 2 different types. One is just sort of like a decorative wand, and the other one is this interactive one which we are talking about. It's going to have like a different tip, and of course it's going to be a little bit more expensive.
When you purchase your interactive wand, it comes with a map inside that looks like the Marauders map, which is a nice little touch. But this map shows you where most of the wand spots are in both Diagon Alley and in Hogsmeade.
Now we say most because there are a few secret magic spots that you can find. Anymore, they're not that hard to find because there's always somebody sitting there doing the magic there.
Right.
But they are ones that can be overlooked. They won't have the placard on the ground. I'm not sure that if they're depicted in the map itself. We're not positive on that. But there are places that we didn't discover the first couple times that we came here.
Right.
And then, of course, now I think we've used just about every one, and it really is just the best touch that they could have added to the place. And number 5 is riding the Hogwarts Express. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you have dreamt of getting on the Hogwarts Express at King's Cross and making your way over to Hogwarts. And Universal has made that dream a reality. The Hogwarts Express is one of the ways that guests can bounce back and forth between Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. But keep in mind, you do have to have a 2-park pass or one of the 2-park annual passes.
Seeing the Hogwarts Express pull into the station is one of the most magical things I have ever experienced.
Yeah.
It gives me goosebumps every time we ride it.
And we've ridden it a bunch at this point.
And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is it's not just transportation between the parks.
No.
There is a show that you experience while you're riding the train from one park to the other. And that show is different depending on which way you take the train.
Yeah, if you're going from, say, Diagon Alley to Hogsmeade, it's one show, and then from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley is another show.
Right, so we recommend riding it both ways.
Yep.
But my advice to you, the first time you visit, I would suggest that you go to Diagon Alley, you get your robe, you get your wand, you do all those first year things, and then you board the train at King's Cross Station and ride it over to Hogsmeade and get to experience seeing the castle right off the Hogwarts Express.
The only suggestion that we could make that we think would make the experience better is if Universal had a candy trolley on board where you could buy all the candy. Universal, hit us up. We are full of great ideas.
And at number 4 is Honeydukes Sweet Shop.
So after reading the Harry Potter books or watching the Harry Potter movies, who didn't want to go to Honeydukes or Sugar Plums and get some of that amazing looking candy? I mean, I think it is something that we've dreamed of since childhood, and being able to make it come to life, as Universal has done, is incredible.
At Honeydukes, you'll find your classic chocolate frogs, your fizzing Whizbees, and your exploding bonbons. Pretty much, if you saw Harry and Ron eat it in the movies, Honeydukes is the place to find it.
At this point, we've tried just about everything in Honeydukes, and to be honest, we've never found anything that we didn't like. Even the things that sounded that they weren't necessarily something that we would enjoy. Everything's been delicious. And actually today we went ahead and bought a box of the Birdie bought every flavored beans, and we are each going to pick one at random for your enjoyment.
All right, here goes nothing. I don't know yet, so it must not be bad.
If you haven't seen our video where we did this, there's a spot in there that you'll realize she's not the greatest at this.
All right, Tyler's turn.
Yeah, I'm letting her pick it. That's bad. Oh, that's fun. We got lucky this time because that one's fun. It's like toasted marshmallow or something. Probably like one of my favorites. So
I'm not sure the one that I ate is supposed to be a good one, but it didn't taste that bad.
Yeah, we got to remember who's saying that.
Of course, you can find all of the same goodies at Sugar Plums and Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
But we just think going to Hogsmeade to get your candy is just the way to do it.
Yeah, it's how you experienced it in the movies and in the books. So it's just something we love doing. And the smell.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the smell inside of Honeydukes is incredible. And little hint for all you people out there: get the Butterbeer fudge and a cauldron cake. You'll not regret it. coming in at number 3 on our list is you have to get a wand and a robe. And what better place to get your wand and robes than in Diagon Alley? If you're going to get your robes, you have to go to Madame Malkin's. And of course, you've got to go to Ollivander's for your wand.
Ollivander's, of course. Everyone gets their wand at Ollivander's.
So you can get your robes in Hogsmeade, and you can get your wands in other places, not only in Diagon Alley, but also in Hogsmeade as well. There are choices everywhere. They're not going to limit it to these 2 places in particular, but we like to do things as close to the books as possible, or as close to the movies as possible. So yeah, we're just going to go to Diagon Alley.
One of the really nice things about the Ollivander's wand experience right now is that they are only allowing 1 party in at a time. So someone in your group is guaranteed to get picked for the wand experience.
We have honestly never gotten picked. We've done it multiple times. We've just never been lucky enough to get picked.
Yeah.
So we should probably do it, but I think they just said the wait time right now is like an hour and 45 minutes. Not exactly what we want to do. With that being said, we think it's worth it. We've just got other things on the agenda today. Like, I have always wanted to get picked.
Yeah.
So we need to go ahead and make time sometime. Just probably not today. So inside of Madame Malkin's, there is actually a mirror that will either compliment you or just completely roast you.
Yeah.
We've had mixed experiences with it.
Oh, you look absolutely brilliant.
But yeah, you've definitely got to check it out. The whole experience is fantastic. The workers in there are amazing.
Yeah.
They make you feel like you're about to go to Hogwarts. When Anna was trying on her robe, they were talking about how, well, you've got to be comfortable in it. You're going to be wearing it for the next year. You're the one who's got to sit in class with it. It's just a great experience. And if you're going to buy a robe, it's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Number 2 on the list is, of course, Butterbeer.
Universal offers 3 different types of butterbeer. The first is the original butterbeer that's going to be more like a soda with the carbonation in it. The second kind is the frozen butterbeer that's more like a slushy.
Yeah.
And the third is going to be the hot butterbeer, which is going to be like a latte, and it's only offered seasonally, which is usually around November through about March.
Yeah, we've seen it till the end of March. And just in case you weren't aware, and if you don't follow us on our socials or you haven't watched some of our previous videos, we are adamant that the frozen butterbeer is the correct and the best butterbeer. Just keep that in mind. With that being said, all of the butterbeer drinks are delicious. In fact, we haven't found a butterbeer treat in the parks that we don't enjoy. They've got fudge, they've got the potted cream. Everything is delicious. It's just that the frozen is... it's the right choice. I mean, it's the one you've got to get.
There are several places in both parks that you can get butterbeer. You can get it at both Leaky Cauldron and Three Broomsticks. In Islands of Adventure, you can get it at the Hopping Pot as well as the Fountain of Fair Fortune. And in Hogsmeade, there are 2 butterbeer carts, one located at the front and the back of Hogsmeade. And you can also get it at the Hogshead Bar.
Something to keep in mind is at the butterbeer carts, there's actually 2 lines, and it seems like people forget about the second line because generally you will see one line has, just tons of people in it, probably a 20 or 30 minute wait, and the other side has like 3 or 4 people waiting, so always make sure you look on both sides and get in the shorter line.
We know that for the Harry Potter fans out there, when you come to the parks, you want to try that butterbeer, that classic Harry Potter drink. But we would also urge you to try some of the other Harry Potter drinks in the parks, like the fizzy orange juice and the fizzy pumpkin juice.
Fishy green ale.
Oh, yes. They're so great, and we highly suggest trying several of the Harry Potter drinks.
But always get a frozen butterbeer. Matter of fact, just get 3 or 4, 10. 30.
You can't have enough.
And of course, coming in at number 1 in our list, it had to be the rides, right?
Oh yeah.
And in no particular order, you have Hagrid's Magical Motorbike Adventure, Escape from Gringotts, The Forbidden Journey, and The Flight of the Hippogriff, which is last. The rides aren't number one just because they are fantastic rides in and of themselves. They're number one because of theming. I mean, seriously, these places they've changed theme parks forever.
Yeah.
Escape from Gringotts and the Forbidden Journey. I mean, you literally get to walk into Hogwarts Castle and you get to experience a lot of the things that we witnessed in the movies or read about in the books.
Yeah.
Hagrid's. The coaster itself is incredible. It'd be fantastic without the Harry Potter theming, but the theming it's just changed everything.
Yeah.
And I believe that you're gonna see theme parks really have to go all out to match what Universal has done with these places.
When you walk into the Forbidden Journey ride, you are literally walking into Hogwarts Castle. You get to go through Dumbledore's office, the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, the Herbology greenhouse, and even the Gryffindor common room. It is unbelievable how just exciting it is to walk through the castle.
Yeah, and keep in mind, if you're not someone who enjoys rides, they do allow you just to walk through the castle and experience all the way up to the Sword and Hat, which is where you start to board the ride. One of the only drawbacks to the Forbidden Journey ride is that some people do complain of motion sickness.
Right.
As someone who is prone to get that themselves, I have never really had that experience, but I know that it can kind of ruin a ride.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we were talking about with the theming. It's a great experience whether you ride the ride or not. And I think that's why the game's sort of changing. You no longer have to experience the ride itself to, I don't know, feel like you're there.
Yeah. With Escape from Gringotts, not only do you get to walk through Gringotts Bank and see that beautiful chandelier and the goblins at work, but it's the only place in the wizarding world of Harry Potter that you get to see Voldemort.
Perhaps a dose of pain to help you remember.
And of course, Hagrid's is our favorite ride at the parks. But not only is the queue themed so well, the ride itself is incredible. You see several animatronics of the magical creatures.
Like high-end animatronics.
Yeah, you get to see Fluffy, you see the flying car,
Yeah.
You see blast-ended Scroots, there's Devil's Snare.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just unbelievable when you ride that ride, how in-depth the theming is.
And I know I gave Flight of the Hippogriff a hard time earlier, but we really do enjoy it. Like for a kiddie roller coaster, it is actually like we ride it almost every time we're here.
Yeah.
And it has one of the best views of the castle that you will find anywhere. All right, guys, that wraps up today's video. Let us know in the comment section what you think about our list.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching.